What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be tackling one of the most common problems you're going to find with Miatas, and that is going to be the Speedo cable. Recently I was driving my Miata when all of a sudden I lost the speedometer completely, and before that it had been making a lot of squeaking noises, so this is the common signs of a Speedo cable. So this actually isn't too hard to replace. What we're going to need to do is get access to the lower passenger side of the vehicle here, where you can see the cable running into the transmission. Then we'll also need to get to the back of the gauge cluster to disconnect the cable. So it's literally a cable running all the way straight from the transmission into the back of the gauge cluster that gives you your speed. So you can see it simply unscrews from the transmission. There's a keyed notch, so it will only go in one way. And here is where it goes through the firewall and into the gauge cluster. So you'll want to pull off the gauge hood, and I unscrewed the cluster so I was able to pull it forward a little bit and get some more room. And then there's just going to be that white plastic tab you can see on top there. You're going to press that with your finger and push it out, and it should unclip from the back of the cluster. So now we can pull the cable all the way out of the car, and you can see how that tab operates. So this part will actually go onto the back of the cluster in any direction. So if the tab is not facing somewhere where you can get at it when you pull the cluster back, you might just need to rotate the cable. Now the only tricky part about feeding this in is you want to stick your head down underneath the steering column and look up and see where the cable is coming through, and you're going to probably need to line it up with your hands from underneath. You'll see a little circular cutout where the cable will go into the back of the gauge cluster area. So you get it, you can go up top to the gauge cluster and reconnect it just like you disconnected it. Now we just need to run the cable along the back of the firewall, drop it down over the passenger side of the transmission, and you can see how it's routed here. And then it just passes through a hole in the PPF and goes right into the speed sensor in the transmission. I like to get it started by hand first. It just screws on, and then I make sure to tighten it up with some pliers. That's really all there is to it, not hard at all. And now you can enjoy a working Speedo, as well as no more squeaking from inside the cabin. So that is going to do it for this one. Hopefully this can help you if you need to replace your Speedo cable on your Miata, or hopefully you just learned something in the process and you can have this information going forward. So if you like this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see a lot more Miata content just like this. As always, thank you for watching, have an awesome week, and we will see you in the next one.